Hey guys, Johnny the Tech Consultant here. Today I'm going to be doing a how-to on one of the easiest things you could do, upgrading your hard drive. I'm going to show you real quick how to upgrade your hard drive to replace it with another hard drive or to replace it with an SSD if you like. So it's very easy, check it out. Okay everybody, so here I have an older laptop and I'm going to show you exactly how to do it. Now please keep in mind every laptop, it does vary where the hard drive might be located, but all in all it's on a similar point. For example, on this old laptop the hard drive is actually right here. Let's see if we can see that. Yeah, right here. And it's literally accessed by one screw, and you unscrew it, you pop it out, pop in a new one, slide back in, and it's super easy. I'll show you. But sometimes they might be on the other side, like over here, which is the same thing, like a screw underneath, and it will just like pop right out, or maybe on this side, for example, etc. But it's usually on the front or on the sides. So let's get into it here. So let me see if I can get a good view here. Okay, and so for example, like I said, I'm going to take this one screw out, show you how simple this is. So yeah, we screw this out here. Okay, got the screw out, and all of a sudden this, usually like I said with every laptop it's about the same. It's the hard drive is actually in a tray, and all you simply do is slide out the tray, and voila, there's your hard drive. This is, like I said, it's a very old one, so I have a really old Fujitsu hard drive here, 100 gigs, can't believe that. But like I said, this is the old laptop I'm showing you for demonstration purposes. Oh, please keep in mind when you are working with anything computer related like hardware, etc., you always want to wear a electrostatic wrist bracelet, or de-electrostatic wrist bracelet. I forget the exact technical term, but in other words, you might have seen these before. They sell them at Best Buy even, for example, and maybe other tech shops as well. But all it is simply a strap that goes onto your wrist right here, for example. Sorry, it's out, folks. It goes onto your wrist about right here, and then you connect. There's a cord that simply pops on, like a button that buttons onto the strap, and you connect that to something that's grounded, some type of metal that's grounded, and that way it will prevent static discharge from building up into your hands. You know, like if you ever went across carpet like this, for example, and you touch something or somebody and it shocks you, that's, you know, you're building up natural static discharge. So it will actually help ground you and prevent you from shocking something, because even though it's a little bit of a static discharge, you might think, oh, it's just a little shock. For electronic components that are small like this, computers especially, it can be extremely damaging and sometimes even permanently damage stuff. So you definitely do not want to take any risk when you're working with your computer, especially if it's, you spent a lot of money on it. It's a very nice one, and it's not just something you're playing around with, etc. Like this one's pretty old, so I don't care if I ruin it. Okay, so anyways, so once you have the once you have the hard drive out, it will simply just well, sometimes it'll fall out of the tray. It's just literally laying in a tray, or sometimes you'll have these 4 screws. So you'll simply undo these 4 screws here. Sorry, the focus is not good, but you can see here there's 4 screws, 1, 2, and then 3, 4. And you'll simply just, in this case, you would unscrew those 4 screws, and then it will literally pop right out. You put the new hard drive in, or if it's an SSD, it's in the same size usually, although you do want to make sure the SSD will fit your tray or is about the same size of your old hard drive, if not smaller. And usually most all of them are, although I have seen a couple that were like just a tad bit too big, so you might have complications, but usually all of them are designed for one universal fitting. So anyways, you will, after you take out the whole hard drive, you put the new one in, and the new hard drive or SSD will also have usually also a universal mounting bracket, so you can screw the screws in as well using your same original screws. So it's very simple and easy. You pop it out, right? Unscrew it, take out the hard drive, put the new hard drive in, or the new SSD, right? And then once you're ready to go, all you simply do is literally slide it right back in. Slide it right back in, put the screw back in, and these little screws are very small, so having a good eye or just maybe even a magnetic screwdriver can help not to lose these things. or just make sure you're working in a neat, clean environment. And that way you don't have to worry about losing them at all. And there you go, it's back in, right? So let's say this is the new one, right? So everything's back in. So now when you go to boot it up, it will not, of course it's not going to boot because there's no operating system installed, but that part is extremely easy. So usually we install, you know, operating systems, like let's say you install a new copy of Windows 8 or Windows 7, you know, if you have it on a DVD, for example, you would need to insert it in your DVD drive here, right? Or if you have it on a USB drive, you'd plug in USB drive. Now, of course, if you have a DVD, you'll need to first turn it on, and then once it's on, you will be able to eject the tray and then put in the DVD. And of course, it's just going to sit like it's just going to hang at an area saying there's an error and it can't boot up, it can't find an operating system, etc., which is, of course, that's fine and normal, don't worry about that. So just but you need the power on, of course, open a tray usually. Of course you can manually do it, but I don't recommend that. Anyways, and then once you pop in the DVD, you close the tray, and just simply you might be able to, on some laptop or some computers, for example, you might be able to simply press the power button one time to shut it off and automatically shut off. If not, you can do a force shutdown, which is where you press and hold until shutdown. And don't worry, that will not harm your computer at all. Sometimes we have to do it a lot when our computers crash and freeze and don't want to do anything. You simply do a press and hold, force shutdown, you know, wait a couple seconds, turn back on, and Windows will in this case, Windows will reconfigure itself, and you will be able to boot back up again without any problems. But anyways, so back to after you put the DVD, for example, and the install DVD into your tray, and let's say you got the new DVD installed, or well, we'll do the DVD first. So you have the new DVD in there, and now you turn back on a second time, and now it's going to boot up, and it's going to look for any boot up devices that are installed first, like depending on your order in your BIOS. So it's going to check if it has any boot up disk, for example, in your DVD tray, or USB thumb drive. We'll get that later here, or if it's, for example, plugged into a network, etc. In this case, it'll be DVD run. So it's going to find the DVD. It's going to see that it has an auto start feature on it. It's going to automatically run, and you'll immediately see some type of Windows logo. In this case, if you're installing Windows 7 or 8, pop up, and from there, it's super simple and easy. You just follow directions. Create an account, set up a few settings, and a lot of times, even like with Windows 8, it's even easier and faster to set up now, where you can use express settings, and you just also, depend on the speed of your hard drive, or if you have an SSD, it'll be much quicker. All you gotta simply do is just sit back and wait, and then maybe input a few settings, and just simply follow the instructions. And so, depending on, like I said, if you have a standard hard drive with a newer computer, let's say it's running at SATA 3, which is the speed of, for example, one of the speeds of a hard drive, then you should, for example, installing Windows 8 should be done within 15 minutes or less. If you have an SSD, I think when I first installed Windows 8 on a laptop I have an SSD, it went even faster. It was like 8 minutes. It was really quick. So, and that's installing the whole fresh copy of Windows. And so you just simply follow instructions, let it boot up. And after it's all booted up, you're ready to go. And then from there, you can further tweak your settings in Windows, and you can change the background appearances. Install. Of course, you definitely want to install updates anytime you install a new operating system. You always want to go, like in this case, Windows. You always want to go to Windows Update, for example, and install your operating system updates, because there's usually always updates, and you always want to stay up to date in order to prevent a lot of things, security issues, malware, have better performance and better speed, better reliability, stability, etc. Okay, so like I said, that's it. Now, now if you want to do, if you're installing from USB drive, let's say you don't have it on a DVD, or let's say you already downloaded it, you burned it, or not burned it, I'm sorry, you extracted it to a USB, and you made the USB bootable, then it's even easier. You just insert the USB into the thumb drive, and you don't have to worry about booting up just to have power to turn on your tray here, and to insert the DVD, turn off and turn back on again. Although it's not a problem anyways. But instead, you just simply, after you're done installing your new hard drive or SSD, you put in your thumb drive, and you're good to go. And then press, of course, turn it on, and it will automatically detect the thumb drive as a bootable device. And as long as that's set up in your BIOS, which it should be. I think most default settings now in the BIOS are set to detect USB drives, and it will automatically detect it, see it's a boot up device, and it will do the same thing that it would do from a DVD as well. And like I said, you'll just follow the instructions, install it to your new drive, and you can even reformat and the drive, or if you want to partition, if you like several partitions, you can also partition it within the Windows setup. Microsoft has made that very easy now to install new operating systems on new hard drives, for example, or if you're reformatting a hard drive and starting over from fresh again. So it's very simple and easy how to do all that. So yeah, that's literally it, and after that you'll be good to go and running in no time. Oh, and I did want to mention as well, when you are taking out your RAM, for example, or any other components like a hard drive, but especially your RAM, that's where the chips are exposed, and the actual board of the PCB board there, the board itself is exposed on the RAM. You never want to take it out and just like sit it on the carpet or something that might also have a little bit of electrostatic in it, because it could discharge and, like I said, permanently damage your new component there. So instead, you always want to use, now you can get this dielectric static mat that will prevent any electrostatic from occurring, or you can simply, in this case, if you don't have that, I believe you can buy those mats for pretty cheap, but if not, you can also get you can also use the package itself of the RAM. And usually the inside part of the package will be fine. The outside, on the other hand, you might not want to sit it on. It usually just comes in plastic anyways. But just in case, there might be some grime or something on the outside. So instead, when you open up the package of RAM, it'll be usually in plastic. Just, you can always keep the RAM in the plastic. That way, when you're working with it, like the old one, when you're taking the old one out, save it, put it on the inside of the plastic, and of course, the new one you're removing from the plastic as well. So that way, you don't have to worry about any electrostatic discharge. Okay. So that's it. Very simple, right? I tell you, this is one of the easiest things you could do that could really benefit your computer. For example, if you ever need to swap out a hard drive because one got busted or is old or damaged, or you want to upgrade to that faster SSD. And I tell you, once you do upgrade to a faster SSD, you will notice a great performance gain. So it's really, really cool. Alright guys, so this has been another how-to video of mine. If you like it, please hit that subscribe button, and please let me know by hitting that like button as well. And if you want to have a discussion with me, please leave a comment below, or you can suggest something for next time, or we can talk about technology or whatever. Let me know. I'd love to hear from you guys soon. Alright everybody, thanks a lot, and see you next time.